And live, I think. Yes. Always a bit unsure until... Oh, there we go. YouTube is up. And... we're just going to start... There we go. Hello, hello. And welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV and Sorin's Journey. And today we start into the Stormblood expansion. So, well, if you missed last stream, all that's really happened is... well, Baelsar's wall, the big wall the Empire built between the Black Shroud and Eorzea, has fallen. Well, the wall's still there, but the Empire don't hold it anymore. Which, because the Eorzean Alliance was involved somewhat in the attack on it, kind of means war between the two isn't... it's kind of assured at this stage. But... oh, wrong one. I always forget which one's the hide HUD and which one's the first person. But of course the Scions are going to have some part to play in this war. Oh! Hey, Minnie! Take up. Oh no, I have...
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal?
I do have... I've rethought how to do the classes for Sorin to work out. So, it's not actually going to become Gunbreaker anymore.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
That's understandable. It is a bit of a tense situation. Oh. Tataru.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
I'm guessing it's important if they sent an actual paper message rather than just telling us over Link Pearl. I suppose if it was urgent, they'd actually send someone in person.
That his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is open to interpretation.
I'm a little lost.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
That's a point.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lyse.
Oh, do I again?
The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea.
Don't know if there's too much I can do to turn it up. Oh, that's the wrong mic I'm turning up. Sound far away? I was a bit further away from the mic than normal. Normally I have one of those mics at the minute that's one of those ones you have to have your mouth right up against for it to pick up. It's very proximity based. I wonder if I can even... give me a moment to see if I can put a gain filter on it. That's fair enough. Is that right? That doesn't seem like too much. If I close that... oh, no, have I broken it again? Oh, okay, that looked... okay, looking at that now, if I speak too loudly, the entire bar goes red. Which I'm assuming means I'm peaking a bit. Right, let's maybe... I wish... I wish I could listen to myself on stream without that audio getting through to... Unless... Advanced audio properties? No, I don't know how to do that technical stuff. Oh, you listen over speakers, not headphones? Okay. I mean, just visually looking at the sound balancing, my voice should be... Let me just have Alphino speak a moment.
However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamegan opposition.
Right, yeah. As like seeing it on my screen, my voice should be much louder than Alphino's, which I'm a little... I'm gonna maybe turn... I don't like how that's going red. I'm gonna turn that gain filter down a little bit. As much as this mic seems to do for my quality, the audio level seems a bit more difficult to manage with this one. Oh, that's still peaking. How about now? Oh, right here? This level? Does this seem okay? That's... Yeah, me speaking at this level is just about maxing out the bar, but it's not turning entirely red, so I don't think I'm peaking. Right. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go with that then. So that's a 3 decibel gain. Right. We're trying to remember that.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lyse's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
I haven't heard of any primals being summoned recently, so sure. Just let me know when we're leaving.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
Right. To Garabania then. So, it's finally happening. Don't tell anyone, but I'm feeling a little bit nervous. Only a bit, mind. I'll be fine once we get going. Hopefully. You remember Monago, don't you? The messenger who brought word of the Griffin's attack on Baelsar's wall. Well, she left not long ago, having made a full recovery. If you see her in Garabania, be sure to send her my love. Ready to head on, Alphino?
Ready, my friend?
Indeed.
Well then, Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Oh, I forgot they didn't leave immediately. I thought they kind of just snuck away after the Baelsar's wall bit.
has unfolded all. You are bound for Garabania?
We are.
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamegan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Gosetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
I know how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. Let all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate. Together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
I'll see you again. Someday. Far East, though. Maybe that's an adventure for when things are a bit more secure here. 1,000 moms apart, yet united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavours meet with success. Shall we then? Right. Back to Baelsar's wall. Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lyse, could you come with me? Me? What? Now? Alright then, if you insist. If Tataru's ambushing someone again, I can only imagine... Well, I think I can guess what this is. Indeed. What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose, an outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lyse. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as the Scions receptionist and start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru. Thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it, and with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onwards, to Garabania. Our first stop will be Amorisso's Spire in the East Shroud. Right. And then over the wall. Or through the wall, I guess. So... I have a feeling this is another adventure that's not going to be quickly solved. Let's go, Kayla. Everyone ready? Though it may not be apparent to the naked eye, the Aether here is in turmoil. Not since the calamity has this land been subjected to the forces of magnitude unleashed by Shinryu and Omega. Was it always his plan to sacrifice his life to complete the ritual? To bring forth the arbiter of his vengeance, but not remain to see the aftermath? If there's one thing you can say about Ilberd, he had conviction. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed into Girabania. Right. Off we go then. Ah, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? If you don't mind. The fringes. Moving east.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Girabania once more. Me and my fellow Scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Stormblood. So, this is Girabania. It's not looking too different from the Shroud from here. Maybe a little drier. Greetings, Scions! On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, I welcome you to Castromorians. Thank you, General. We are relieved to hear that your forces secured the wall without incident. Have the Imperials made any attempt to retake the Castrum since then? None, save for a few skirmishes between our scouts and their patrols. We've had barely any contact with them. But we all know it's only a matter of time before things escalate. As if attacking Baelsar's wall weren't enough, Ilberd summoned a primal right on their doorstep. And Garlemald does not like to let such shows of defiance go unanswered. 'Twas a declaration of war, even if it were not Ilberd's to make. And now we are bound by it, for weal or for woe. Oh. I didn't notice it changed character there. The Scions stand ready to serve, General. And what would you ask of us? As stated in my message, the Alliance will not proceed without the support and cooperation of the Alamegan people. We would have you serve as our emissaries and make contact with the Resistance. Consider it done, General. We won't let you down, I swear. Then I'll leave you to it. Godspeed. Oh, Cid. Huh. Of all the Castor in the world, you walk into mine. Master Garland, what brings you here? A certain missing elegant weapon in Draconic Primal, Omega and Shinryu, I think the shinobi called it. Anyway, we've been studying their trail of destruction, hoping it might lead us somewhere, which it has singularly failed to do. Then 'tis like Omega fell to Earth in occupied territory, meaning it may already be in Imperial hands. Even so, it bears repeating that we engaged the stasis system. Assuming the command was received and executed successfully, the weapon will be of no use to them. Assuming. We should hurry up and find it regardless. All the more reason to reach out to the Resistance. If we want to press on to Garabania, we'll need their blessing. Everyone's counting on us. Let's not waste any more time talking. Right. Off we go then. Well, I suppose Lyse probably knows where we're headed. Right? Excuse me. As you've probably heard, there are plenty of factions in the Resistance, so I'm taking us to see the one with the most influence. Their headquarters are located in a place called Ralgar's Reach, an old temple to the east of here across the Veladina River. I learned a route that should allow us to avoid Imperial patrols. Stick with me and we'll be there before you know it. Right. Guess might as well register my name here just in case. And then, let's go, Akila. So, walking trees. I'll just keep on moving. They call it East End because it marks the end of the Black Shroud. A note to sparser vegetation. Oh, so this is still part of the Black Shroud. I suppose that would... yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? Still with me? Good. From here we'll head northeast towards the river. The water's not too deep, so we won't have to swim. Right. So... north and across the river. Seems we've got a bridge anyway. So, this is Garabania. Certainly doesn't look easy to navigate. There was a crashed Imperial airships. That must be a castrum down there. Something burning as well. Need to remember, I suppose, that right now... this place is Imperial territory. I don't see any soldiers. Good. Let's cross. You wondered about that tower to the south? Yeah, I was a bit curious about what it is. Castrum, right? It's part of Castellum Villadina. That's what the Imperials decided to call the old bridge after they fortified it. I call it a great big eyesore. Honestly, you can see that rotten banner from absolutely miles away. They never miss a chance to rub our noses in it, do they? Come on, we should keep moving. Right. On to Ralga's Reach. Avoiding the crocodiles, or Sarcosuchus. Sarcosuchi? And there's spiders and birds. Those look a little like the creatures I saw in Curfus. Aether current. Let's just tune to that while I'm passing by. Guess I'll always take that just to see if there's a... Oh, south. No, I'm fairly certain that's one of the ones you get in the second half of the expansion. Just pass through. Try not to disturb the... Oh, do rocks count as wildlife? This seems to be a dead end. At least it will. It is reassuring. So the reach lies beyond, but I do not see a path. Yeah, Lyse? We're here. On the other side of this pass is Ralga's Reach. So you say, but all I see are rocks. I presume there's some sort of trick to this. Indeed. A glamour. Good eye, Ishtola. I take it they have a talented mage in their ranks. Or mayhap an artificer trained in the modification of glamour prisms. Something like that. The important thing is that it fools the Garleans. Oh, before we go in, I don't know if the Taru told you, but my friend Nago, the messenger who came to the Rising Stones, is a member of this faction. So they know us, and they shouldn't attack us on sight. That said, they can be a bit jumpy, so let me lead the way and don't go reaching for your weapons or anything. Right. Fair enough. Don't want to antagonize our new friends. And with a sprinkle of demasking dust, all is laid bare. Oh. All of that was just a glamour? We're just heading on in then? I guess so. In we go. This is...
I remember the old stories. How the Breaker of Worlds came down from on high and cleft the earth with a single blow. Ralga's Reach, a holy place, and a fitting home for the resistance, for the brave and the true, the loyal sons and daughters of Alamigo. were waiting for us there. Men and women whose souls still cried out for what was lost. For what could be ours again.
That's an impressive statue. This is the resistance. Hello. You'll forgive us our precautions, but we couldn't be sure who had crossed the barrier. We see you now for who you are, though. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn. It's perfectly understandable, given the situation. Now, I know you would not have come all this way unless you had something important to discuss. And I'm eager to hear what it is you have to say. But let's not do this on our doorstep, eh? Come with me. Right. And they've managed to keep all of this hidden from the Empire all this time? Oh. Hello there. I can just get a record, mate. There we go. Even got goblins here, but I suppose it would be more of a surprise to find a place where goblins aren't. They seem to get around a lot. An Aethernet. I guess I should probably attune to that while I'm passing by. And there they are.
Allow me to welcome you once more to Ralga's Reach, our humble headquarters. My name is Conrad Kemp, and I have the dubious honor of overseeing operations here.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Master Kemp. I am Alphino Leveilleur, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, as are my comrades. Before I speak of our purpose here, pray allow me to thank you for sheltering Lyse, and Papalymo at great risk to yourselves.
No, there's no need for that. They risked their necks for us enough times. 'Twas the least we could do.
I wanted to, about the mask and...
Don't fret over that. You're not the first person to take up arms against the Empire under a false name. We'd do the same if we had any sense. My condolences for your loss, John.
Papalymo laid down his life to save us. To give us a chance to make a better future for ourselves. There will never be a better time to drive the Garleans from our lands. But we have to take the lead on this. We can't leave it to fanatics like Ilberd.
More than a few of our people were taken in by his promises. Followed him all the way to the wall. Good men and women who never came. When Monargo told us what had happened, how the bastard had made sacrifices of them for his twisted ritual. By Rolger, it filled me with an unholy fury. But what's done is done. The best we can do now is see that it wasn't all in vain.
That is why we are here today, sir. To see that some good comes of this tragedy. On behalf of the Eorzean Alliance, we do hereby extend a formal offer of military assistance to the Alamegan resistance.
Do you now? Well, go on then. I'm sure there's more to it than that.
Well, I guess Alphino actually knows what the details are.
So that's the way of it, eh? The Alliance, hoping to avoid a direct confrontation with the superior forces of the Empire, wishes to engage them by proxy with our vastly inferior ones. My comrades and I must confer on your proposal. A moment, if you please.
Of course, Master Kemp. Take all the time you require.
When it's put that way, it is a bit of a... It's quite something to ask, isn't it? Excuse me. So, it would seem we find ourselves with a surfeit of free time. Oh, forgive me. You're free to look around Ralgar's Reach. In fact, I would encourage you to do so. It'll give you a better grasp of our current circumstances. Thank you, Master Kemp. I believe we will do just that. Let us make the most of this opportunity and assess the Resistance's capabilities. Free to poke our noses wheresoever we will, eh? I like the sound of that. Well, I already know this place inside out. I can show you around if you like, Sorin. Oh, really? That'd be great. I always get a little lost when I'm not quite sure when there's so many places to go. Great, let's get started. Not quite as big as Ishgard, but still big enough. I'll bet you think the Resistance is mostly made up of Alamegan Highlanders like me, but the truth is we don't even account for half. We've got Hellsguard from all the way over by the Spine in here, and plenty of Seekers of the Sun like Nago. And there's even some Beastmen, well, Beastwomen I suppose. I like that one over there. She's an Ananta. They've been with us for a while now. Well, one of the smaller factions has. The rest won't have anything to do with us. We're no different from the Garleans to them. They keep to themselves, spending all their time crafting. Ananta make the most amazing jewellery, by the way. They use magics to twist metals and crystal into shapes you wouldn't believe. It's a pity people hardly ever get to see their work, but then most don't even know they exist. That's enough about them, anyway. Let's take a closer look at the statue of Ralgar, shall we? A closer look? I think this is something to get a good look at, you need to get a bit further away from. Or she's talking about that monument. I can hardly see the top of the statue from here. Pretty awe-inspiring, isn't it? The breaker of worlds, who guided our ancestors to these lands all these centuries ago. Ida used to tell me the story on stormy nights. She wanted me to understand, to remember. At the end of the 5th Astral Era, when the waters rose higher and higher, people all across Eorzea beseeched the heavens for a sign, and lo, a burning star appeared in the eastern sky, and led the way to these mountains of Garabania. They who were saved by his grace pledged to honour and revere him, to devote themselves to great works without and within. Oh, why do you have to bring up Wilred now? Or say it again. Yeah. Okay, no, this isn't the song version. A storm of blood approaches fast, hell's open heavens weep, for no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. That last part was inscribed on the stone by a monk of the Fist of Ralgar. He'd explained it to me. A day will come bringing strife and sorrow that none may escape. Waste not these precious hours, but in quiet preparation make strong the body and mind. I don't know if that storm of blood is finally upon us, but if it is, I have to believe that everything we've been through, everything that has led us to this point, will see us through in the end. Sorry, that was all a bit melodramatic, wasn't it? Let's keep moving, shall we? Off to the infirmary. The infirmary. I get the feeling the infirmary of a resistance faction fighting the Empire isn't the most uplifting place either, but I suppose I should probably make sure I know where it is. Maybe I can give out a hand if they need it. What part? I need to go back and now that I finished Endwalker and watch through all Sari's streams so I can just binge them. This is the infirmary, as you can probably tell. Here's where the resistance healers patch up the wounded and tend to the sick. No matter how carefully we planned our operations, casualties were inevitable. It's a sad thing to think about, but it's also important to remember the cost, as Conrad would say. We should go. I'll show you the Aephorite Plaza next. I'll make... Oh, you're still on Kryl. I suppose they did come here as healers. It makes sense. This would be where they'd be focusing their attention. Maybe they'd be alright without me then. Oh, I'm going to guess that Aephorite over there is the Aephorite Plaza. Oh yeah, I suppose Sari would have been less understanding of the... It's harder for someone who's fresh to the fight to see what years of oppression do to you. When you've seen one Aephorite, you've seen them all, right? Well, not quite. This one's an older design, dating back decades, to when the Fist of Ralgar was still here. It may look a little different, but it works just as well as any other. I'll show you where the subtles are next, but don't forget to attune to the Aephorite before we go. Right. Soldiers. This isn't too different from the ones they use in Ishgard. I suppose Ishgard's been around for a while as well, hasn't it? Because even Annex Trine and I think Zenith had an Aephorite like that one as well. Oh, I will say, Alpha no. Arms, armor, potions, you name it, these folks have got it. The resistance would be in a bad way without brave merchants to keep it provisioned. If you're short on anything, or you need something repaired, these are the people to speak to. Oh, Alpha and Eorzea here. Why don't we see how they're getting on? I had noticed Lyse. They are right there. This is item level 255? 270, okay. I guess just take the materia. Oh, and a level up. Come to take the measure of our friendly neighborhood merchants. Oh. They're a bold lot, that much is plain. If the Imperials found out they were peddling their wares to resistance, they'd be lucky to escape with their lives. It is a gamble, aye, and I admire their courage, but their motives could hardly be said to be altruistic. Ah, here you are. I've been looking all over for you. We finished discussing your proposal, and we're ready to receive you all back at the tent. I've sent someone to fetch the stolen Kryl, so if you'd like to follow me. Right. Yeah, it's not until she sees it in Doma, isn't it, that it kind of starts to click with her what's... It's not just isolated people being lazy. So...
Thank you all for waiting. We have reached a consensus.
Right.
I, Conrad Kemp, do hereby accept the Eorzean Alliance's proposal. You must understand, however, that our cooperation comes with certain caveats.
Well, that is... would make sense.
Those caveats being...
I take no joy in this, just so you know. Were it within my power, I'd offer you more assistance. But the resistance is far more fragmented than you realize. The men and women in my care belong to but one of many factions. Simply put, I can only speak for the people of Rolga's Reach. Now, I have every intention of appealing to the others, and I expect many will agree, but it will take time, and I cannot guarantee universal support.
Understood. I shall see that the Alliance is under no misapprehensions as to your position.
Much obliged. But that's not the whole of it. As you can imagine, the loss of those who cast their lot with the Griffin left us short on numbers. Some of our most trusted veterans died at the wall, and we've had to fill their posts with the young and inexperienced. Frankly, everything's in a right bloody mess.
Oh, we'd be more than happy to help you get back on your feet. If we're going to work together, we'll be doing ourselves a favor.
Well, there's no shortage of work to be done, that's for sure. We're in dire need of new blood, too.
Ishtola and I could lend a hand in the infirmary. From what I saw, they could do with a few more healers.
Very well. I, for my part, shall return to the Rising Stones. I'm certain there are others among the Scions who would welcome the opportunity to fight for Alamegan liberation.
So, where does that leave us?
Is there anything else we can do to help?
I had something else in mind for you lot. Monargo and Mefrid will tell you more.
Well, I guess we have something to do.
We won't let you down.
Right then. Monargo and Mefrid are to be our keepers. Knowing not of what they require, one task is as good as the other. Make your choice, Sorin. Right. Lyse, you have any preference? I wonder what Conrad has planned for us. No, then. Guess I shouldn't be afraid to get to know new people. Mr. Mefrid, was it? At the risk of repeating myself, it's still hard for me to believe that we'd meet here again of all places. It is the guy from Quarry Mill. Sorin's just forgotten. I reckon you probably don't remember me after all this time, eh? I had a feeling you looked familiar, but I've met a lot of people. Do you mind reminding me? No, it was a lifetime ago. There's no need to apologize. But noted down in Quarry Mill, we didn't forget about you. nor the lives you saved. Yours... As for me, I went to Little Alamigo while Garlean was recovering. Gundabald was my former commander and old friend, and I had a lot on my mind. In the end, I decided to disband our unit. I told the men to live their lives as they saw fit. Some chose to remain in Little Alamigo, and others went to Ul'dah for work. But as you can see, I chose to come back to Garabania and join Conrad and the others. Garlean, he was... If Garlean was the guy who was poisoned, then that means... Do I need to tell him? I've kept busy since then, ferrying people and provisions across the border and back. It's not been easy, but it's been fulfilling. Today, however, we'll be heading east into the peaks. Conrad thinks we might have luck finding new recruits in the village of Alagana. Alagana? If you're going there, you're taking me with you. Lyse? Oh, that's right. You're from Alagana, aren't you, Lyse? By all means, we'd welcome the company. There'll be more to it than just asking around, but we can talk about it on the way. Make your preparations and meet me by the tunnel to the peaks. Right. I suppose maybe he already knows that Garlean threw his lot in with the Griffin. With Filbert. Don't know what became of him after that. So... this is the entrance to the peaks? This tunnel will take us all the way to the peaks. We're on a mission for Conrad to Alagana. Clear the barricade if you would. Aye, sir. Shouldn't take more than a moment. There are more villagers there than out here, but also more Imperials keeping an eye on things. We'll need to tread carefully. Right. Be sneaky about it. Well, off we go.
I remember the peaks of Garabania, silent watchmen that would stand long after we were gone. We came seeking allies to join us in the fight against the Empire. People who had had enough. People who had suffered every possible indignity. Who had been treated like animals, day after day after day.
Nope. Another glamour. So, well, it could be worse. It's humidity's enough that you actually have plants growing at least. With a glamour in place here too, as you may have noticed. And so far as the Imperials are concerned, this is not more than a testament to the savage impulses of a lesser race. Remember though, once we leave these ruins, we'll have no glamours to conceal us. The village is to the east. Keep watch for patrols as we move. Right. This is really where we get into it then. Making our way through Imperial territory. That's a lot of structures up there. I'm guessing that tower is probably filled with scouts or lookouts. That structure is definitely not Imperial, though. Everything okay? Nary an Imperial in sight. That's a mercy. Algon is due east, past that bridge. Follow me. It's not much further. Right. That bridge. That's not due east. That's east-northeast. Close enough. Big bugs. I'm gonna stay clear of those ones. Nope. Keep away from that. Oh, this is Alagana. You can rest easy. We made it. This is Alagana. It feels strange coming home like this. I always imagined it would be... Oh, sorry. That has nothing to do with why we're here. We need recruits. Aye, we do. But as I said back at the Reach, it's a little more complicated than just asking for volunteers these days. As you know, we're short-handed because many of our people were taken in by the Griffin's promises and went to the wall, never to return. It wasn't just them, though. Folks from all over, including some of my former comrades, entered its call to arms. As for why we came to this particular village, it's rumoured that Alagana has lost a few youths as well. If there's truth to that, then there could be others sympathetic to the cause. Then again, after the Griffin's betrayal, they may be suspicious of outsiders claiming allegiance to the Resistance, and rightfully so. So, with all that in mind, how are we supposed to convince them to join? I mean, I knew it wouldn't be as simple as giving a speech in the village square. Not if you didn't want the place to be burned to the ground, no. You might as well piss in the Viceroy's eye. We'll need to be a good deal more circumspect than that. You never know when an Imperial spy is listening. We must speak with the Elder first. I know for a fact he can be trusted. We'll listen to what he has to say and decide what to do after. Sounds like a plan. Let's hope there are still some brave men and women here willing to fight. Right. I'm starting to wish we maybe had Alphino here for this one. He was always the one good at, rallying people. Ragnfrid, the village elder, is over by the shore. No time like the present. Let's have a word. Right. This is where Lyse was born. No matter where you are, you can't escape those towers. Hello, sir. Mr. Ragnfrid? Don't know you, traveler. You a merchant? You won't find much custom here. Not a merchant, sir. I'm a greetings and well met, elder, and sincere apologies that I did not send word ahead of our arrival. Too long have I been away from Alagana, and I would know of your recent troubles. Ah, your comrades of Mifrid. I see. Speak on, though I suspect I know your purpose. The Griffin came with many men, and left with many more. Such is the rumour. Is it true? He lit a fire in their hearts and then dangled a dream before their tired eyes. And now you come to steal away what few remain. The Griffin was a traitor and a madman, and we had no part in his schemes. We have made an agreement with the Alliance. This time it will be different. This time! Cold comfort to the dead and the ones they left behind. How much more must we give you before you've had your fill? But surely you hate the Empire as much as we do. They took our lands, our traditions, even our god, and they demand a fifth of what little we've got left. I hate the bastards, with every fibre of my being. But hate's not enough, Mefford. We can't keep doing this. I'll not tell anyone you came, but you need to go. Now. Leave us be and never return. You've got no right to speak to us like that. I've got a quarry that was producing barely enough to keep us fed, and that was before half of our young men and women went off to die for your bloody cause. So yes, I've got every right to tell you to leave my village. No, you don't. Because it's my village too. My home. What in the hells are you on about? Wait. I know those eyes. You're one of Curtis's girls. Lyse Hext. And I'm here. I'm here to take back my homeland. By Ralgar, the last time I saw you, you were... I didn't even know you were still alive. And I never thought you would come... I almost didn't, and my sister never will. Lots of others won't either, and that's why we've got to carry on to fight. You even sound like him. As you say, I've got no right to tell you to leave. Alagana is as much your home as it is mine. But I say to you again, we can give no more. Yes, I heard you the first time. Let's go. Lyse might have a case for herself, but I'm not quite sure. Mefford? That could have been handled better, but what's done is done. At least we've been granted permission to stay. I was hoping Ragnfrid might help us recruit some of his people, but that clearly isn't going to happen. If we're to convince any of them to join, we'll first need to regain their trust. It's risky, and hardly subtle, but I say we approach the villagers directly. See what problems they've got, and if we can do anything to help. Right. Odd jobs, I can handle that. Makes sense to me. Let's split up and ask around. Right. Excuse me, sir. Just... New face in Alagana, huh? What did you ask of me, then? Anything I can help around with? Just a passing through adventurer looking for... errands? A stranger and a generous soul besides. Bollocks. There's not more suspicious than a good Samaritan. On the other hand, if you were an Imperial agent, I'd expect you'd go about your business with more discretion. Bugger me, you really are here to help, aren't you? Indeed I am, sir. Very well, I'll take you up on your offer, stranger. My little brother's working the rocks by Grim and Innet. He's got something for me. Can you go and get it? Indeed, sir. Leave it to me. Right then, Frightened Curl is his name. Ask him for the leftovers. He ought to understand. Right. Just go and fetch something. That seems easy enough. So that looks back direction we came from. Oh, this looks like they've got a farm down here. Not doing particularly well from the looks of it. That's a big moth. Let's just go around that one. Those are Kern? They look like angry Kern. I'm maybe going to give them a bit of a wide berth. So... getting there. Grim and Enid. I wonder what it is that's down here. Not seeing any structures or... What is that? Nah, whatever it is, it doesn't look like something I want to mess with. No, and there's an even bigger bug. Just keep... seems like just a camp here. Or a small quarry, maybe. Mr. Ranford did say they quarried. Excuse me, sir. Mr. Curl? Your brother, Angry Curl, sent me here for the leftovers? Here for the leftovers, are you? Not like my brother to send someone in his stead, but so be it. It's all in the sacks over yonder. They're bleeding heavy, mind, so be careful when you pick them up. Right. Let's give this a... Oh! Definitely heavy. That's I don't want to put this on Akila's back. I think we need to cruise chase over this one. Okay. This thing can carry them no problem. If only Biggs and Wedge could have repaired the weapons on this thing. I imagine I wouldn't have much to fear from Imperial patrols if that was the case. Not seeing any other Aether currents to attune to nearby. There's apparently one somewhere over. Judging from that, it's in the big, ominous-looking upside-down pyramid. I'm gonna stay away from that one, at least for now. Does occur to me I attuned to the Aetherite in Algana, didn't I? I should have just teleported. Should take this opportunity to get to know the lay of the land, at least. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being a deliveryman. And Sorin is a far more reliable deliveryman than the Royal Mail. No, Royal Mail is fairly decent. Right. Sir, I have your leftovers here. Oh, the new face. You have my leftovers? I do indeed. Here you go. Well, I'll be. You actually went and brought the whole lot. Much obliged, much obliged. It's saltpeter for making fire sand, in case you're curious what it's all for. The rocks by the lakes have got good deposits. Stealer. Don't remind me of that one. Don't remind... That didn't happen. No one saw anything. Tain't hard for my brother to pass for any other plotting quarryman. All the while sweeping bits and pieces off to the side to bundle up and sell to the suitlers with trade with the resistance. It's a living, and a way of fighting back besides. Our way of spitting into Garlean's eye for putting our father in an Imperial uniform and shipping him off to some faraway province 15 years ago. Don't know if he's dead or alive even. Though if he were alive, he'd not be long for this world if we were caught fighting for the resistance. So this is the best we can do. That's the long and the short of it. We do what we can, though we know it's not enough. I think you'll find that most folks here ain't much different. Everybody's got a reason, but in the end, the result is the same. I suppose I just wanted you to know is all. That we know why you're here, and that even if we can't join you, we wish we could. It's okay, sir, right? Understand. That's a point. The Empire conscripts a lot of people from anywhere they take over, don't they? And if... Excuse me, ma'am. Just passing through adventure. Anything I can do to help? You'd best keep your distance if you know what's good for you. Say your piece and move on. Just a adventure. Here to help out. Looking for folks down on their luck? Congratulations, you found one. As you can see, my leg ain't what it used to be. Some days I can hardly walk for the pain. Mornings are the worst, especially after cold nights. Hard labour's right out. Too much pain and trouble for others. Here's a tea what helps with it though. Need to grind a chipuli horn and a hornbill talon for the blend. I can get those for you, ma'am. Eh? Well, go and get some for me, just like that. You needn't trouble yourself so. It's not a problem at all. Chipulis are those big grasshopper things I passed by, right? And hornbills... those are the birds I saw around near the temple, right? Right. Let's go. Akila, you wanna join in? Oh. And there you go. There's a Chipuli horn. Now to go and find... the reason why it took me a moment to get the Stealer of Pants thing is as well, in the UK, pants generally exclusively refers to underwear. What you call pants we refer to as trousers. I'm sure you already know. So I was kind of trying to remember like any point where Sorin stole someone's underwear. But no, he hasn't stooped that far. And as far as I remember, there's no quests in Final Fantasy that require you to do so. Right. And grab one of the talons. Right, and remember I have the Aphrodite to teleport to, and I'll be back in a jiffy. Hello, ma'am. I have your the ingredients here. You've been gone a while. What brings you back to Alagana? The ingredients for your tonic, ma'am. I wouldn't put it past him. Oh, I never meant to... I mean, in times like this, you never think people will actually... This country's hard on people, but it's not just that. The Imperials, they've made it known I'm not to be helped. A dead man's good for one lesson, you know, whereas a live one... You're of the Resistance, right? I suppose there's no reason not to tell you then. My father, God's rest his soul, was deathly sick at the time. So I'd gone out into the forest, spear in hand, to gather herbs. And then I had the good fortune to run into an Imperial patrol. My weapon marked me as a rebel, or so they said. Not that it have made a difference if I'd fought back. I knew what a lot of them were about the moment that Centurion laid eyes on me. Didn't matter in the end, of course. Some people just like to hurt others. By the time I limped back to the hut, it was too late for my father. Too late for me too, and many others, I imagine. Help them too if you like. They'll be grateful and say thank you. But beyond that, I wouldn't hope for much. Well... I just hope you're doing okay, ma'am. That's the important thing. We're here to help these people, not just to throw them at the Imperials. Mefford, how have things been going with you? Ah, there you are, Sorin. I've been trying to help the villagers deal with this food shortage of theirs. Recently, the Imperials have been swooping into villages unannounced and seizing supplies in order to prevent the people from stockpiling, in case they might be in league with the Resistance. It's not much, but I've taught them a few tricks to better hide what little they've got left. How's Lyse getting on, by the way? You'd think people would be more inclined to trust the local girl. Well, assuming they remember her, that is. Yeah, well... If Mr. Ralliford didn't recognize her at first, I think it might be a bit hard for the others to... Lyse, how are things getting on? No, I didn't mean to... Where were you these past 20 years? Where were you when we were being ground under the Black Wolf's boot? On the other side of his bastard wall, living the high life, I'll wager. That's not fair. Is there a problem here at all? Huh? And who's this? Another one of your freedom-loving friends deigning to help us poor, unfortunate souls. Trying to whip us into a frenzy so we'll go and storm a castrum with our pickaxes and shovels. Leave, all of you, before you bring a cohort down on us all. And you, don't you dare speak like you're one of us. You can't even begin to understand what we've been through. You weren't here, Lyse. You weren't here. This is my home, and I love it with all my heart. If you truly have any love for it too, you'll keep us out of your doomed rebellion. You okay, Lyse? He has a point. No matter what I say or do, it doesn't change the fact I left him behind. But this isn't about me, or anyone else. It's about Alamigo. Let's go and find Mefford. Right. The looks of it has made things even... It's actually made things harder on Lyse being from here. You doing okay? I knew it wouldn't be easy, but... Looks like the Elder wasn't the only one unwilling to hear us out. Can't blame them, given what happened at the wall. I thought I might be able to appeal to them as a fellow... I don't know. But if anything, I just made them angrier. I haven't lived through it like they have. I can't claim to know the struggle like they do either, Lyse. I ran too, But if I hadn't, I'd have never met Sorin or the rest of you. And we might not be here today, in a position to make a difference. So I don't regret my choices, nor will I apologize for them. There's more than one way to fight. Help! Someone! Anyone! We need help! That sounds like someone in need of help to, state the obvious. I don't like the sound of that one bit. Come on. Right. Greta, the Tributum and the bloody Radman, they... Damn it all. You there, take a deep breath and then tell us what happened. It was all business as usual. The Tributum's due soon, so we were taken to the Imperials when the Quicurn attacked. They took my brother and our money. Took him where? Ruins to the south of here. It was just an old temple before they came, and... Listen, Workrata's the only family I've got left. If I lose him, the Ziggurat! If the Radman took him there, he's as good as dead. We've got to go after them. If there's even a chance our brother's still alive, we have to try. Right. Oh. We can save him if we hurry. Come on. Sorry, it's just Lyse's posing there. You're right, Lyse. We've got to help them, if not for the missing man, then for the tributum. The Garleans won't suffer excuses if they're late. Well, I suppose the money's important, but if there's someone in trouble, we need to get moving. So Warcrata has been held somewhere to Ziggurat to the south, which has been taken over by a host of Cocoon bandits. That about covers it then. Be prepared for a fight. They may not be the most challenging foes, but there's sure to be a lot of them. Right, I've fought Cocoon before. Again, these ones seem pretty angry, but well, I suppose I fight a lot of angry people. So, the Ziggurat. I guess that's... Right. Just avoid the guards. And can I spot any sign of this guy? Maybe should have asked for the description before I left. Do I suppose looking for a Highlander? Not seeing any around here. Please, let me go. I'm begging you. I don't want to die. Wait, that was from... Oh, up top, of course. Hear that? I think it came from the top of the Ziggurat. Right, and who dares come to loot our man-flesh? Ours to eat, ours to eat! I guess we're fighting our way to it. We knew it would come to this. Kill them quick before they alert the others. Yeah. What's a human? I only know here. Sure, or yeah. Yeah, Hume as well. That's a... Oh, wrong one. Target the one who's actually fighting me. I'll quickly grab that. No. Time's of the essence. Grab it on the way back down. Right. Oh. That looks like him. Hopefully I'm not too late. Ow. This one's a bit tougher. See if I can't draw them away. Hurts a little. And heal a bit. Nice one, Aquila. Good job. Mr. Warcrata? By Ralgar, what did I ever do to deserve this? I've gone a bit hungry for months. I'm skin and bones. I'd hardly make a snack, much less a meal. Oh, yeah. Red mages can do a little bit of everything. They've got range, they've got melee, they've got heals. Oh, you found him! Wait, are you here to rescue me? We are indeed, sir. Your sister sent us. It's going to be alright. My sister? Oh, Ralgo be praised, she's safe. And you lot fought your way in here just for me? To think there are still good, brave folk in this world. We should go before the Cockern return in force. Do you still have the tributum? Oh, gods, the tributum! The Imperials be wondering where I am. I have to go. What? Right now? In your condition? You don't understand. We were given a warning last month for being short. If I don't make it in time, there's no telling what will happen to me and my sister. That's... I'm glad we saved him, but seeing him run off like that, I've got a bad feeling about this. Do you think we should follow, just in case? Listen, Sorin, Mefford, I think we need to go after Warkrata. Wait, you'd better not be thinking of stopping him. You heard what he said. If they don't pay one way, they'll pay another. I know that, I do, and I don't want to interfere, I just want to see that he makes it there safely. If that's the sum of it, then fine. Let's head down and see if we can't pick up his trail. I'll be with you in a moment. Ow. Sorry about that. Oh, stopping me at the last possible second. Right. So if I hop down... Ow! That's hopping down a little too far. You okay, Lakila? You're fine. And if I just... attune to this before I head down... Excuse me, the giant rat person's attacking me. Ow. Let's go, Akila. We've got clues to find. Ow. What's this? No, it doesn't seem relevant at all. I'm just going to ignore you this time. Flowers. These... yeah, no. Nothing relevant. Going to hope this means he made it outside the camp, if I'm not finding any trace of him inside the camp. Wait a moment, this is... Chocobo feather. It's possibly where Krata's right. I don't imagine too many merchants would travel this close to a Cockern encampment. Any luck? I think so. Looks like it went this way anyway. A chocobo feather is it? Aye, by my reckoning it came from Warkrata's bird. In which case... and there's a collapsed bridge just around the bend. Hug the rocks and stick to the shadows. We'll find them soon enough. Right. Off we go. Everything okay? Can they really see us all the way up there in the tower? I imagine they probably have, like, telescopes or something. Any minute now, Alex, I expect it'll come thundering around the bend and... hear that? Get to cover, quickly now! Oh yes, I did see. Congratulations. Quite a few of us, quite a few of the FC got houses, didn't they, in the last one?
Worse, skulls. Listen, Lyse. Whatever happens, stay hidden and do not intervene. Understood?
What?
Sorry, Lisa's what?
You there, halt! You know you shouldn't be here. Explain yourself.
Forgive me, sir. I came to deliver the tributum.
Oh, aye. A likely story. Only a fool would dare to come so late. Or, mayhap, a resistance spy.
No, no, you've got it all wrong. I was waylaid by bandits. It's not my fault.
I said halt!
They don't look like regular Imperials.
Is this a joke? You don't seriously expect us to believe this is a fake? How stupid do you think we are?
It is, I swear, on my mother's life.
Spare us. You came late, you lied about bandits, and then you tried to cheat the Empire of its due.
Think you can kill them all? Including the ones watching from the tower? Even if you did, others would come for him and his family. You'd be condemning them all to a life of hard labor. Assuming they didn't just execute them, that is.
But it isn't fair.
That's...
It's your bloody fault we're stuck out here patrolling this god's-forsaken wasteland. It's your fault I have to listen to people go on and on about how Alan Egans can't be trusted.
Oh, yeah. There's always a... Oh, what's it called? Like, attack animations and things having weight is always something I think that makes them quality well. There's one anime I quite like, Grimgar of Ashen Illusions, that the fighting animations look so good in it because they have like all the weight, and characters do have to balance. Do you see them balancing things?
I've worked and toiled harder than any man. I'm a citizen, goddammit! And what are you? A stupid, stubborn little dog who'd sooner bite the hand that feeds him and pine for the good old days.
That's enough! Lord Xenos is expecting our report.
So, who are they? The skulls.
I bet the poor bastard can't believe his luck. He gets to go home. We should do the same.
You okay, Lyse? We could have done something instead of just letting it happen. I understand how you feel, but Mefford was right. I'd heard their commander was keen-eyed, but gods, that was a near thing. Tears me up inside to see our own kinsmen doing the bidding of the Viceroy. But they made their choice, and if it comes to it, I'll cut down every last one of them myself. So they're Alamegans working for the Empire. Recruiter's alive and the tributum's been paid. That's all that matters for now. I, for one, would rather not wait around to see if the skulls would decide to return. We'd best get back to Alagana and tell Ragnfrid his man got the job done. Right. Let's go, Akila. Does hurt that that was the good outcome. There's an Aether current up there. We owe a debt of gratitude for what you did. Recruiter told me everything. How you fought with the Cocoon and saved his life. For all the good it did. We saw what happened when he met with the skulls. How they beat him half to death. We could have stopped him. Aye, I reckon you could have. Efford's a warrior, as is your comrade. And you're strong, like your father. Not much is plain. But I thank Ralgar you did not. Because it would not have ended with them. Recruiter and his sister would have been branded insurgents, if not the whole lot of us. Bones heal, scars fade, but the dead remain dead. We're alive, and that's more than can be said for only the gods know how many others. That's enough for you, is it? To put up with whatever they do to you so long as you get to see another day? That's right. You grit your teeth and you learn to live with the pain. I'll admit I was quick to judge you, Lyse, and for that I apologize. I know you and yours mean well, I do. But I'm telling you, God's in the heavens is my witness, that we've got nothing left to give. We can't help you. I understand. Thank you for your honesty. Lyse? She may say it, but she doesn't mean it. Nor would I expect her to. Her father was as stubborn as an ox too. If she's set on walking the same path, I but pray she won't follow it to the same end. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on her, sir. Look out for her. Well, she took it better than I anticipated, which isn't saying much, I suppose. We should go and see if she's alright. Yeah. Where's she off to, though? Oh, there's Meffred. You okay? Ah, there's our stray. Mayhap you should take the lead in this, Sorin. Me? Lyse? Everything... You holding up okay? Sorry about running off like that. Alamegans terrorizing their own, I just can't accept it, you know. No matter what he thinks, they shouldn't have to put up with it. Day after day after day. I'm not completely naive, you know. I didn't expect them to storm a castle with their pickaxes and shovels or whatever it was, but nor did I expect Wakara to just lie there in the dirt while they kicked him. I can't claim to know their pain. I barely remember this place or even my father's face. But I remember Ida's. I remember how scared she was when we ran, and that look in her eyes when she talked about home. Her home, but not mine, is it? There you are, Lyse. I've been looking all over for you. well, you found me. Got something else to say? I do. I said some things to you before that I shouldn't have. It wasn't my place to do so, and I'm sorry. All that rubbish I spouted about how I loved my village, but when one of ours was in need, I was cowering here with all the others. I didn't even think to go off to work, Rada, but you did. Made me feel like the bloody hypocrite I am. If I truly cared for my people, I'd fight for them, so I will, if you'll have me. You're asking to join the resistance? When you put it like that, I suppose I am, but not just me. There are others I know have been thinking about it for a while now. There's not many of us, and we're not hardened warriors like you lot, but if your heart bleeds for Alamigo, then that's good enough for me. You and yours are more than welcome at Ralga's Reach. Thank you, sir. You won't regret this. I'll go and speak with the others and send word when we're ready. Still think this isn't your home? No, I was just thinking out loud. And with that, my friends, our mission is concluded. Let's return to the Reach. Right. I do feel a little conflicted about recruiting people from the village with what I've learned, but you know, if they're volunteering themselves, it's not really our place to say no. I think I'll just grab this before I forget about it. It'll probably end up being something helpful to be able to fly around here. And back to the Reach. Doing okay, Lyse? If you don't mind, I was thinking of staying here and assisting Mefford with the training of new recruits. Sounds like a plan. The guy admitted themselves that they're not really trained soldiers, so no good just sending them into battle just to die. First of all, allow me to commend you both on a job well done. Though nothing went according to plan, we nevertheless managed to attract some new recruits, and it was your passion and conviction that moved them to join. Thank you. No, thank you for giving me an opportunity to find out what our people have been through these past 20 years. It's been humbling. And troubling, too. I'd heard about the skulls, but that was the first time I'd seen them in the flesh. I know you say they're the same as any other Imperial soldiers, and maybe that's how I'll have to think of them myself if our paths ever cross on the battlefield, but when, not if. That day will come, Lyse. You can't afford to hesitate when it does. Young, old, conscript, citizen, Garlean, Halamegan, none of that matters. They've all got their reasons, but they're no better than yours. Especially when they're bearing down on you, blade in hand. Saying that, I don't want to kill them any more than you do. If I could convince them to lay down their arms, I would. Sadly, I've never been much of a talker myself, but who knows? Maybe you could be one, Lyse. Your father certainly was. Right then, I'd best begin preparing for these new recruits. Sorin, Lyse, it's been a pleasure. Right, and a little bit shorter to end now, but I think I'll finish up the stream here. Because I feel like kind of like, do you have the whole of Monago's quest line done in the same stream, and I don't think I quite have time for that at the minute. Still, like, surprised when they don't want to. So, well, finish up the stream there. I'll be back with it on Wednesday. But other than that, stream plan is Amnesia tomorrow night and Final Fantasy on Monday. But then, thank you for coming by. I hope you've enjoyed. Oh, help Mango Cat. I'd never heard that before you came in last stream with it. Or was it last stream or the stream before? No. Yeah. But I'll see you in the next stream. And until then, I hope you have a great evening. And goodbye.